Hello everyone, back for another video on my channel. Today you can see it's raining again. That's a surprise, isn't it? It seems every year last year wasn't too bad a year on harvest, but most years you start to get the combine out and then it starts to rain. We finished the OSR and we're just getting ready for the wheat, so I just thought I'd walk you around the combine and have a quick chat about the combine. Just before I forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscribe button, and as well as that, if you haven't ring the bell to get notifications every time we post new videos. The combine's in the dry. That's one good thing. So what we've done to show you, we've took the extension off the front of the header, what bolts onto the front of on where the dividers is. So I'll just show you outside in a minute if it stops raining, the rape extension. And on what we do is to put this nice backing drive, this nice heiser drive when we've got the extension on. We put the drive back onto this gearbox, which drives this knife, and we take it off the one what's on the extension, and it's absolutely tipping down. I'll show you. We had a dry day yesterday, but it's absolutely tipping down today. So I'll show you the extensions over there. If I zoom in, there's the extension outside now, down on the deck. When we finish combining, the rib extension will go in our shed around the back, but at the moment it's dropped off outside. So we take the big belt off, what's over there, what's got the extension door on. We take the big belt off, and then we put the smaller belt on. The smaller belt goes on onto here from the main drive back to the rubber box. Does the knife, and we take the cables off for the vertical knives. What I said to you about before, they run off power. And no, so the combine now, the header now is ready for cutting wheat. So that's ready for wheat. So what I'm going to show you on the combine is some of the settings for wheat. When I looked on YouTube, I couldn't see many videos explaining how to get a Dominator 98 ready for wheat or for OSR. I didn't do OSR, but I'm going to show you for wheat now what settings we use and what we do. So if you bear with me a second, and we'll get into it and have a look at how setting the combine up for wheat. So we're now sat inside the combine, and it's a bit quieter now for the rain and the wind. I will show you in a minute outside the combine, but I'm just going to go through now and explain a bit about the settings. Like I said, I didn't do it for OSR, but I'm going to do it for wheat, and I'll do it for beans. And if I get towards the end, I will show you the settings for OSR at the end. I know that won't be convenient for people this year, but ready for next season. So inside the combine, first thing you want to do is get your operator's manual, what is here. Let's just show you the front, show you the operator's manual, and turn to your settings. Now on the settings you've got your crop, and then all different types of crop, and we're looking at today, if I show it up here, there, we're looking at wheat. Now if you follow it across, you will see then it says wind speed strong. Now I'll show you the wind speed on a different page, because we've got a different page in here with the wind speed on. Bottom sieves between 5 and 6. Now I'll show you in the back of the combine in a moment. On the bottom sieves you've got a lever with numbers on, but then on your upper sieves you haven't got a number. You've got to do it by feel, and I'll show you that as well in a minute. Then you come on a bit farther across, and it says on there, if you can just about see, if I can hold it nearly steady, it says E and it says 3 to 6. Now what does this mean? Now I will show you what this means. So if we shut the book up, I'll just show you the wind speed before we disappear. The wind speed is 800, and I'll show you what that is as well in a minute. So we know the settings now, we know what we're cutting. So if we shut the operator's manual up like this, and I'm trying to do it one-handed. Shut the operator's manual up, put that down on the ground because we don't need that. Now when they mean E and 1 to 3, that's to do with your drum. Now the drum is this lever here. And if you can see, if I can show you, let's see if I can show you. Hang on about 2 seconds. Probably won't see on here, but oh, you can, just about. Down the side, you've got a load of holes. Now, it says 3 to 6. Now, I've got it in 6 because you start from the top, what's here, and you go, whoops, sorry, let's hold it there, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're in 5 on the drum. So if it says 4 to 6, I always go about 5. Now the E is this smaller lever on the side. What's here? Let me show you. That smaller lever there. That's what E is. Now you got E, you got M, and you got wide. Now E is the diameter of the top of the drum, and the lever is the bottom of the drum coming up. So for wheat you've got to have it fairly close for it to thrash the grains out the head. Now that's your drum. So for wheat, I personally have it on 5, and I have the other lever on E. Now you'll have to have that lever on E, but the drum, it all depends how your grain is and what it's like, but you want to be looking round about 4 to 5. I've never been 6, I don't think, but 4 to 5 on that lever there. Now now it's saying about wind speed. Now wind speed on a dominator, where it is at the moment, that's drum. If you flick the switch down, that's for fan, and this is your fan speed. And I'm running the fan at the moment. I haven't got into wheat yet, but I'm running this. Move this lever out the way. This clock here does fan and it does drum. It all depends which way the switch is over. I'm running my fan. It'll be 5, 6, 7, just over 700 to 800 the fan. It all depends what the grain's like. If the grain's heavier, it stick more wind. If the grain is lighter, then it will truck more. It will truck it over the back, so you go slow the wind down. Now, flick the switch the other way, and then you do your drum. Now, drum, to alter your drum speed, it is. If I can show you, if I hold it back this way a bit, that way, that's your drum. That goes slower, that's easy to know, and that goes faster. And I've got the drum set at the moment. We haven't got in the field yet, but I've got the drum set about 1200. That might alter slightly. If the grains are starting to crack, then we're going to slow the drum down. So, to recap, so I put the drum at 5, the lever at E, what you can see down there, for your drum setting, your fan at about 800, and your drum about 1200. Until you get out in the field, you won't see what it's looking like and what it's going like, but that's where we got it at the moment. So we're going to step outside the combine now, and I'll show you outside the combine the settings outside. So we're outside the combine now, and there's some settings outside the combine what I'm going to show you. If we open the door, In the bottom there you can see the fan, and that's what I was explaining to you about in the cab, what we alter. And when we press the switch, it alters that electric motor there to push the shaft, push the shaft back across onto the belt. The farther it pushes it that way, the faster it goes. The more it brings it this way, the slower the fan goes. Right, so you can see down here, people can say, well, what's this down here for? Well, this part here, what you can see in front of you, is the flaps in the fan. Now, for rake, they're if I can show you, they're flat like that. For wheat, we put a bit of a pitch on it, and for beans, you put more or a pitch on it. So at the moment where it is set there, that is where we're running it at the moment for the settings for wheat. But if it's not quite right, we will bring this one down a notch and that one up a notch. You always remember they work opposite ways. So that one there is down, that one there I should say is up, and that one there is down. So that's the settings there for the fan, and that's where we got them at the moment. But they might alter once we get in the field. But I will explain in the video when we're out in the field how to adjust it once we're in the field. But at the moment, if you can see, it's absolutely tipping down. So we won't be out there today, not tomorrow, not the next day looking at it. Probably next week we might be out, but not for the next day or so. So we're going to go around to the back of the combine now. And when we go around to the back of the combine, we will show you in here if you can see, and you can't see a thing in there. So what I will do, I will go up in the cab and switch the lights on, and I'll come back. We'll take two on this. Right, take two. We can see now we've got the light on. And that's a good thing. We can see. Now, me explaining in the cab about the sieves. This is the sieves. People don't know a lot about combining. This is the sieves for the combine. The crop comes through the drum, what's right in the back there. It comes down on the first part of the sieve. This is the second, and then underneath is the last sieves. But to get the top sieves, we haven't got numbers on. The bottom sieves, if you just see there, we've got numbers on the bottom sieves. So for the top sieves, to set it, we always go, if you can see by my hand, we're better on this one, we always go by, if you can get your fingers in between the sieves, and you can get your fingers in between the sieves there. So that's not far set off for wheat. The back of the sieve, this is the front of the sieve, what does the main part. The smaller lever does the rear part, this part here. And you'll notice, if you can see, there's a ledge. Sorry, I'm trying to keep out the light. There's a ledge. This is up higher, and then that. So the crop will come across here. It should drop down into the tank, go up into the tank. If not, if there's any grain going past that point, it will go back down into the returns. Now underneath, like I said, that's the settings for the top sieve. So always remember, for wheat, you get your hand in between. If I can show you, get your fingers in between the first part, the back part. You get a lot more in because you could have it higher, and you could have a lip. If you can just see, there's a, let's take my hand from there. There's a lip between the two sieves. You'll see that. Sorry about the light, but it's absolutely tipping down outside. So on the bottom sieves, we've got them set at just over 5. And that's where we will, that's where we'll start, over 5 in the bottom. So if you go like that up in the top, and that's underneath on 5, you shouldn't be far away from starting harvest, starting wheat, not harvest. You'll be on harvest, starting wheat. And if you see on the side of the combine, there's a rubber seal there. If that rubber seal ever perishes, you will get a lot more losses over the front of the, not the front, the rear of the combine. And it's worse on the front as well. But if you see these rubbers, you're on quite good neck. If somebody wants to know, this panel here is the loss monitor. So any grain pass over stuff like that, that will tell me in the cab with the lights how much we're losing over the back of the combine. and we don't try to lose too much. On modern day combines you've got sensors from front to rear, but on the dominators they've just got one at the rear. So if I show you on round now, we have haltered on the back. If you can remember for OSR we had the straw chopper up, and on the straw chopper, how you alter the straw chopper to put it out of work is undo that and that'll be in there. But on the dominator, if you undo both sides and then you clout that up there, the chopper unit will drop down. And then what we do then is put the fingers on the back. These are flat against the chopper, they turn round, slot into there and then put down to make the swath. And then we alter, I don't know if you can see, we push the door, what is back here, back there to the swath to come over. That's the straw workers, what puts the straw over the top to leave the swath. If the chopper and gear, that will drop down into the chopper. Now that lever there does the door in the back, and then this door you'll see, because it's dirty, is here for chopping and then out there for leaving a swath. And isn't it a rubbish day? It's so lovely today. I'm being miserable today, and I am being miserable actually over the weather. But that's all the settings for week. Till we get out in the field, you can't really see much more going on. So that's it for this video. So thank you ever so much for watching. Till next time, bye bye for now. Bye bye.